Hey guys! For today's video, I wanted to come on here and yap about XO Kitty season 2 because girl, we have a lot to talk about. I really wanted to do a video on this because I feel like I never really gave my thoughts on season 1, although I had many. I did make a video on it, but it was just an edit of one of the characters from the show, Mino. So you can watch that if you're interested. But unfortunately, I did end up watching season 2. Girl, don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't know why I like doing this to myself and suffering, but it's too late. I watched season 2 and girl, we're about to get into all the tea because truly what was going on. I find it so difficult to explain to people that have never watched this show how hard it is to watch. I will never forget how much I struggled to get to the end of season 1 of XO Kitty. Girl, bro, it felt like it would never end. It felt like the nonsense would never stop. But for those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, XO Kitty is a spin-off of the iconic Netflix movie To All the Boys I Loved Before. It follows the life of Kitty, who is Lara Jean's baby sister, as she decides to move to Korea to go surprise her long-distance boyfriend Dae, who apparently she met in the third To All the Boys movie, but I never watched that, so this show was my first introduction to Dae. Like, I don't know who that is. Another reason she wanted to go to Korea is to connect with her Korean culture. Just for some extra context, Kitty, Lara Jean, like all the Covey sisters are Asian. Everybody knows being biracial is already a challenge, trying to connect with both sides of your culture. But the extra thing is that their mother actually died. And in Kitty's case, the mother died when she was really young, like 2 or 3 years old. So she really doesn't have that many memories of her mother and doesn't feel very close to her Korean culture. But super conveniently, the school that Dae goes to in Korea is the same high school her mom went to. So she was just like, oh, period, like I can literally kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can go see my boyfriend, but I can also learn about my mother and my culture. That's pretty much the gist of the show. If you're already lost, get ready to stay lost, okay? I do want to recap season 1 for those of you who are lucky enough to have forgotten about it or never seen it. So Kitty literally decides on a whim that she's moving to Korea. She gets a scholarship to Dae's school and she literally just decides to pull up. She doesn't call her man. She like, because why would she? You know what I'm saying?
Do you have family here?
No, just my boyfriend. I can't wait to surprise him.
Wait, he has no clue that you moved here?
No.
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that,
No.
you know what I mean? Like, when I'm saying that.
She doesn't call her man to tell her, hey, I'm literally moving across the earth for you and I'm gonna come to Korea. No, she just pulls up. Now, guess what? She pulls up to Korea and she finds out her boyfriend is actually dating another girl named Yuri, and she's obviously heartbroken because she's like, bro, what the hell? I literally just moved countries for you? Like, I literally just moved countries for this man. Like, oh my God, I know you're lying. Like, obviously the situation is just a huge misunderstanding. So I proceeded to explain this whole thing very poorly because I couldn't remember any of the details. But basically, Yuri is gay, but she's not out to her parents or anyone for that matter yet. But one of her housekeepers caught her and her girlfriend Juliana hugging or kissing or something like that. And so they told Yuri's mother about it. And when Yuri's mom confronted her about it, she lies and says she's actually dating Dae and she just got super close with Juliana because Juliana's been helping her keep the secret or something like that. Anyways, because of all that nonsense about her being gay, trying to keep it a secret, she decides to pretend Dae is her boyfriend. Obviously, she doesn't realize that Kitty is dating him, or she probably wouldn't have done that, but it doesn't matter. If this was a normal show, Dae would have just told Kitty, like, I'm not actually dating her, I'm just doing her a favor. But of course, that doesn't happen. For some reason, Yuri's parents have a whole scandal or something, and to deflect from the scandal, Yuri's mother decides to make Yuri and Dae's relationship public. She makes Dae sign some type of NDA to where he can't talk about the relationship, but it's literally just like, girl, NDA or not, you can tell Kitty, like, who's gonna know that you breached the NDA? To make matters worse, Kitty has a mistake with her rooming assignments and she's put in the boys' dorm instead of the girls' dorm. And guess who's in her room? Oh, Dae. Girl, this show is literally so messy. So she is now roommates with Dae and then another character named Q and then another boy named Mino. Now, this is where I'm gonna pause and let y'all know how this show scammed us, okay? At this point, as a viewer, you're kind of like, okay, like I can see where this show is going. Obviously, things are not gonna work out with Day because of all the nonsense, and she's gonna fall in love with her roommate, right? Even in all the trailers, that's kind of how they promoted the show. At least that's how it came off to me. She's gonna go to Korea for Day, you know, because she thinks Day is her boo, her man, but when she gets there, she's gonna be redirected into a new relationship with Mino. That's really what the trailers gave. Girl, tell me why we didn't even get close to getting that. Not only was there no romance with Mino at all, but in the middle of the show, she finds out that she's actually bisexual and she has a crush on Yuri. Yuri, the one who was being her boyfriend's fake girlfriend. I also felt the need to add that Mino is literally the first character Kitty meets when she gets to Korea. They literally have a meet cute moment at the airport. So this show is literally setting up the viewer to think that this is an important relationship, an important dynamic, that Mino is going to be an important character just for it to go nowhere. And it's like, what? And I know what a lot of people are gonna say, like, you guys get mad when things are super cliche and tropey, but as soon as the show tries to be innovative and switch things up, y'all are still mad. So what the hell do y'all want? I get that, but I honestly don't think anybody who went to turn on EXO Kitty was expecting it to not be cliche. I mean, it's literally a spin-off of a movie that's also very cliche. It's more about the story you write around that. To All the Boys is a very cliche movie, but it's so well written and has such a fun, captivating story that it's a beloved movie by everyone because it wasn't written terribly. Like, I just don't know how to feel because I wasn't really bothered about Kitty and Yuri. What bothered me is the way the show kind of bait and switched its audience to think that the show would be one way just to have it be another way. And that's where you're starting to lose me a little bit. And you know, when I watch shows, I really try to just put myself in the shoes of the main character. I try to be supportive. So I was just like, you know what? Whatever. If Kitty decides she has a crush on Yuri right now and she's bisexual, I'm here for it, bro. We're gonna go get Yuri. We're gonna get Yuri. We didn't get Yuri. We didn't get anything, actually. I don't remember how Day ended up coming clean to Kitty about how he's not actually dating Yuri. I think Yuri broke up with him or something like that in public as a way to like assert her dominance against her parents or something stupid. But in the middle of the series, Day and Kitty actually get back together. Girl, stay with me, stay with me. Like, Day and Kitty actually get back together and they're just like in this relationship while Kitty is literally dreaming about Yuri and like in love with Yuri. And at this point, as a viewer, you're literally sitting here like, girl. And then in the season, there's like a whole bunch of other nonsense going on with other characters. Q has a boyfriend that like scammed him or cheated on him, whatever nonsense. Yuri's trying to come out to her parents and come out to her friends and figure out how to get her girlfriend that got shipped away back. And Kitty, because they're trying to remember to actually include Korean culture in the show, she's like trying to find things out about her mom, but it's like a bunch of nonsense. She ends up, I don't even know, girl, I don't even know how we got here, but she ends up thinking that her like teacher is her long lost half brother that her mom just hid, like a secret child or something. I'm like, girl, you think if your mom had a secret child, your dad wouldn't know that? Like, I'm not, but I'm telling y'all, this plot with the secret brother was taking over the whole season. Like, y'all don't understand. Oh my God, like, I don't even know if I'll be able to post this video because I feel like everything I'm saying just sounds so nonsensical, but I need y'all to understand that's literally how the show played out. By the end of the series, Kitty decides to break up with Day because she's just like, sorry, I'm not into you anymore, bye. So she literally breaks up with this man. And I feel bad because Day is like so cute and so sweet.
It's Yuri.
How could it be Yuri?
I don't know. It just happened.
When? What? Then why did you even get back together with me?
How could I not?
Come on.
Bitch, give me
Are
that,
you serious?
Give me that fucking mic.
Damn, soon as I walk through the door, I'm getting a 3rd degree.
And you could have went home if you didn't want to be here.
I know, it's not
You
that.
could have went home
It's
in
not
Charlotte
that.
Temple.
I do want to be
Fucking
here.
baby guy.
Also, at the end of the season, Kitty literally gets kicked out of the freaking school because she's failing all her classes and they found out she was living in the boys' dorm. Girl.
I might also be failing all of my classes.
All of them? Okay.
With your specific scholarship, there are clear rules about conduct. You broke the rules. I'm sorry, but you will not be asked back to kiss.
Like, girl, that's literally so embarrassing. Like, not you literally failing your classes and getting kicked out. Oh, I also forgot to mention that Kitty and Yuri obviously don't end up getting together. Nothing happens with them because they are able to bring Yuri's girlfriend back from wherever the hell she was. And tell me why she's low-key the rudest person ever. Like, immediately, she's not even grateful to Kitty for helping her come back to the school. Like, why are you already giving me attitude? Girl, I literally saved your relationship. Like, what are we doing? And just to top off the nonsense, the final scene of the show is Mino, the character I mentioned earlier, who everybody thought was gonna be the second love interest, randomly confessing his love to Kitty. Even though that relationship did not exist in season 1. I need y'all to understand.
I think I fell in love with you. A little bit. Or a lot.
What?
I need y'all to understand, at this point, Kitty has zero feelings for Mino. She did not have any romantic interest in this man at all because she was so focused on Day and Yuri. It was completely one-sided, and I'm just like, not y'all just throwing that in at the end. Like, and girl, the season just cuts off after that. There's no resolutions. She gets kicked out of the school, sent back to the US. Mino professes his love to her for no reason, and then the season ends. Girl, real quick, I wanted to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's video, Helix. Helix is the award-winning doctor-recommended mattress brand that prioritizes comfort and allowing you to have better sleep. Sleep and rest are super important to me. It should be important to everyone, but I feel like I'm somebody who puts a lot of stress on my body throughout the week. I'm a full-time student, but I also work, and every day I destroy my body in the gym. So it's really important that I'm having good recovery, good sleep. I recently swapped out my mattress for one of theirs, and guys, when I tell you, it's actually so comfortable. Like, bro, it's like not too soft, not too hard. I feel like Goldilocks. It's comfortable, and I'm somebody who will be sweating in my sleep, and I'll be so hot even when the AC's turned on. This mattress, like, it keeps me cool. I don't know how, but it keeps me so cool, so comfortable, and like, I don't know, I literally cannot recommend this mattress enough because it's so much better than my old mattress. Like, and I'm not the only one. So many people have talked about how much their sleep has improved after switching to a Helix mattress. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like, Helix is also currently having a President's Day sale, so you will get 27% off if you buy one of their mattresses right now. Girl, it's giving steal. Like, what's also really helpful is that they have a sleep quiz you can take that will help match you to a mattress by asking a couple questions about your sleeping habits. I was matched with the Helix Midnight model, which has a medium feel and is good for side sleepers. It also has the options for cooling fabric, which is what I have, and that's why my mattress is able to keep me so cool. So if you're interested in trying out Helix for yourself, you can go to the links in my description and use my code to get access to the sale and get your Helix mattress today. Thank you so much to Helix for sponsoring today's video. So now that you're caught up on all the nonsense and probably still confused, we're gonna get into season 2's nonsense, okay? So due to some type of plot armor or whatever, Kitty is invited back to Kiss to continue her studies. Their reasoning for how this was able to happen is that Yuri asked her mom to make an exception for Kitty because she was the principal of the school, but because of all the scandal of the public finding out she had a secret child and all that nonsense, she literally got released from her job as principal. I just realized I never actually explained what the scandal even was. So remember that random teacher that Kitty thought was her long lost half brother? Well, it turns out that he was actually Yuri's long-lost half-brother.
What?
And Yuri's mom had a whole affair with another professor at the school like years ago. And that's when she had this secret child. I don't remember why she ended up giving him away for adoption or whatever, but that's pretty much what happened. And this whole revelation was super public, and because of that, Yuri's parents ended up deciding to get divorced. The mom had to leave her position as a school principal, and now the school is like in hot water, having like hella financial problems because of all the mess that Kitty uncovered. And I'm like, bro, Kitty, like, She's literally like a walking bomb, bro. So it's like, I don't know how she had the jurisdiction to be trying to bring back delinquent students to come study at the school. Anyway, it doesn't matter because they tell Kitty that because of all the drama and scandals that happened on campus last semester, we're actually taking away the scholarship that you have. Like, it's not gonna exist anymore because our school doesn't have enough money to fund it. So after this semester, unfortunately, you're gonna have to pack it up and go home, sis. So Kitty's just like, bro, you know what? Like, last semester was way too nonsensical. I'm literally leaving after this semester. So all I'm doing this time is I'm focusing on my studies, and I'm gonna try to find out more about my mother because last year all roads led to nowhere. Like, girl, not you thinking that random teacher was your brother. Like, one thing I will compliment about this new season is I do think the quality has gone up significantly. It was not as much of an unbearable watch as season 1. Still hard, but not as bad. I think the writing was a bit better and the acting was a lot better. I just noticed like a lot of the grievances I have with season 1, like all the things that were irking me, a lot of them were improved. But that'll be the last of my compliments. Kitty's back at Kiss, and surprise, she has a new roommate assignment because obviously they're not gonna let her live in the boys' dorm again. Unfortunately, she gets to her room, and who's her roommate? Oh, it's Yuri. Oh, it's Juliana. Those are Kitty's new roommates, including this other new girl named Stella. This is hard for Kitty, obviously, because she says she's still not over Yuri at all. So Kitty's pretty much just really uncomfortable and doing everything in her power to avoid Yuri and Juliana. Thankfully, she's introduced to a new love interest named Pravina, and Kitty's like, you know what? I want to try dating girls. Like, I want to explore this bisexuality. Let me date Pravina. Like, it's gonna help me get my mind off of the Yuri nonsense and move on with my life. But unfortunately, Kitty is just like really crazy and annoying. So she goes on a date with Pravina, but she's literally like staring directly at Yuri and Juliana, making goo-goo eyes at them, looking sad AF. And Pravina is just like, girl, like, you clearly into Yuri, you clearly not into me, I gotta go. This season is also a lot more of an ensemble than the last one. So simultaneously with all of Kitty's drama, there is a bunch of stuff going on with all the other characters. Q gets a new love interest who is his rival, like on the track team, and also his bully. Like, girl, I don't even know, but that's his new love interest. I actually made an edit of them last week, so go watch that if you're interested. Day is kind of struggling adjusting to being single. Yeah, that's it. Mino is struggling with being rejected by Kitty, but also because they invited his dad, who is like a huge manager slash agent in the music industry. They invite him to be a professor at the school to drive more students to enroll because they're struggling with all the budget cuts from the scandal. Mino does not have a good relationship with his father at all, so that's a struggle for him. Mino's dad decides to host this music competition talent show thing that has a cash prize. So Day magically reveals that he knows how to sing.
Demons will charm you with a smile.
Okay.
And he's gonna enter the competition because his family's poor, so he needs the money. Okay, so girl, just imagine watching this and you literally sin through all this nonsense at once. Like, on top of all that mess, Kitty is back on her scavenger hunt, Nancy Drew ass, sleuthing ass, like, side plots. She finds out that she has some type of secret cousin that her mother never told her. Like, why is it always secret family members? Girl, she has like this secret cousin that her mom never mentioned, and like this whole secret side of her family that she finds out she has, and she starts trying to like reconcile with them. But I'm just like, girl, how can you just ask your dad? Like, she's literally like stalking these people that she thinks are her family members and all that. I'm like, girl, can you ask your dad and confirm before you do all this nonsense? Like, I feel like the show is trying so hard to make it seem like they care about Kitty discovering her culture and connecting with her mom, but it just feels forced, and like nobody would care if the show just focused on like all the romance and all that. What we care about is how annoying the freaking side plots are. Anyways, Kitty basically goes back to Pravina and she's just like, no, like, I really want to try this relationship for real. I'm really into you. Like, can we try again? And Pravina is just like, sure. So Pravina actually starts helping Kitty on her scavenger hunt escapades. So they're literally breaking into the school, stealing things and stuff, trying to find clues about Kitty's mother. And I'm literally just sitting here like, girl, can you just call your dad? Like, do you really think your dad doesn't know any of this? The answers you need are one phone call away. This show, because it's so ridiculous, in this same episode where she goes to Pravina, begs her for a second chance, she ends up kissing Yuri. Girl, I don't know either. Don't ask me. She ends up kissing Yuri, who is still in a relationship with Juliana. Kitty at this point is practically dating Pravina, so they're both cheaters. And Mino walks in on them making out. So we have a witness. Girl, I just can't. And as if that wasn't enough, remember that third roommate I told you Kitty was living with, Stella? Turns out she's some type of crazy like psychopath that has a revenge plot against Mino's dad, because apparently she went on one of Mino's father's survival reality TV shows and she was humiliated on TV. So now she's here to take revenge, but only us as the viewers know that she's actually evil. So she's literally plotting. I don't even know how, but she convinced Mino to go out with her. So they're literally dating. That's literally what's going on at the same time as this mess. In the following episode, after Yuri and Kitty kiss, Mino invites all his friends on a ski trip. So girl, you already know where this is going. Everybody is in the same place. The drama is about to girl, you know things are about to blow up. For some reason, Lara Jean told Kitty that to help her get over her feelings on Yuri, she should write Yuri a letter that she's like never gonna actually send, expressing her feelings. Lara Jean, why would you ever suggest that? As if that worked out so well the first time. Girl, you know those letters got leaked. What are we doing? So Kitty literally wrote this letter and she brought it with her to school when she came back to kiss. Somehow, some way, that letter ends up on the ski trip, bro. So it's literally getting passed around. People are passing around. They're like, girl, do you know who wrote this letter? Like, do you know who wrote this letter? Like, who wrote this letter? Girl, you already know where this is going. The letter gets in Yuri's hands. No. The letter gets into Juliana's hands. She reads it out loud and she literally realizes that it's Kitty talking about Yuri. And so does everybody else in the room because this happens in public. Mind you, Yuri, like, even though they kissed in the last episode, Yuri did not know that Kitty was into her like all of last semester. So this is news to her. Everything's blowing up. Juliana and Pravina find out that Kitty and Yuri kissed. So they're obviously super offended because they both got cheated on and they're just like, bro, what the hell? And it's just a very embarrassing, huge mess. And at this point, I'm kind of just side-eyeing Kitty because I'm like, girl, I know your friends are tired of you because why are you always in problems? Like, and y'all don't understand, like, I'm recapping it and it sounds crazy, but it's so embarrassing watching it play out on screen. Like, what are we doing? Why would you kiss Yuri? I'm confused. Why did you ask Pravina for another chance knowing that you were still had enough feelings for Yuri to kiss her? Like, I'm literally lost. Like, at the end of that episode, Kitty finds out that it was who that brought that freaking letter on the trip? The evil roommate, Stella. From this point onwards, Kitty is just starting to be very, very suspicious of Stella because she's just like, something ain't right. Because why the hell would she bring the letter to the trip? Like, girl, are you my biggest hater? Like, why would you do that? So this whole episode ends. Juliana breaks up with Yuri. Pravina wants nothing to do with Kitty anymore. Also, I don't remember how, but Day finds out that Mino had feelings for Kitty and that friendship also blows up. Every relationship that was solid going into that trip, girl, got broken up by the end of the freaking trip. Bro, after this episode, I'm not gonna lie, every cast member was done with Kitty. Like, every character wanted nothing to do with her because girl, you just embarrassing. Like every episode is some new mess with you. Like you always doing too much. So literally she's trying to talk to this person, that person. Girl, nobody wants anything to do with this girl. But she decides to start investigating this shady behavior with the roommate because she's like, why the hell would the roommate freaking bring the letter to the trip? And while she's doing that, this anonymous Instagram account exposes Mino's father as like this really bad snake in the industry who mistreats his employees and everything. Girl, I wonder who could have made that account. Kitty now finds out that Stella is a former contestant from one of the shows. She knows the whole story. She knows her motives and everything. On top of investigating the crazy roommate, she's still investigating her family drama. So she's like literally pulling up to random people's houses. Girl, what are we doing? She literally like showing up to strangers' homes, giving whole song and dance and speech in broken Korean about how she's their long lost granddaughter. And these people are just like, what the hell are you doing? Like,
Kitty?
저는 키리상이에요. 우리 엄마는 이브상. 당신
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Lord, no.
at this point, Kitty just has a mental breakdown because she's just so overwhelmed by how she keeps taking L's episode after episode. And I'm just sitting here like, girl, you be doing this to yourself. Like, nobody's doing this to you. You are choosing to go out and embarrass yourself every single day at school. For the next few episodes, it's literally just a bunch of problems in all these relationships. Yuri really wants to get back with Juliana, but obviously Juliana wants nothing to do with her. Hugh and his man were having problems. Day and his girlfriend are having problems.
Yeah, so in all the chaos, I forgot to bring this up, but yes, Day did get a new love interest this season. It just got lost in the sauce with all the other mess I was talking about, but yeah, he did get a new love interest.
Mino and Day are still on bad terms. Girl, what else? Like, Pravina doesn't want to talk to Kitty. Everybody's done with Kitty. Kitty's family doesn't want to talk to her. Day's father also ends up getting into a car accident after falling asleep at the wheel.
Bro, I'm sorry, like, I'm literally editing this right now and I just cannot breathe at the way there's always something going on in this show. Like what do you mean Day's father had a car accident? Like, I'm actually crying, bro. Like, I can't.
Day's father is the driver for Yuri's family, and apparently Yuri's father is very corrupt. Like, he has bad business practices, so he's like overworking his employees and everything. Day is really poor. He's really poor, okay? So he's trying to figure out how I'm gonna cover these medical bills. What are we gonna do? Mino's father decides that with this whole scandal that just came out from the anonymous Instagram account, we need to upscale the talent show. We're gonna make it into a reality show that's gonna air on TV, and the prize isn't only gonna be a cash prize, you also get a record deal if you win the competition. All the other characters are just like, okay, Day, we need to help you win this competition because that's gonna help you pay your father's medical bills. So they're all trying to band together and help him. But what happens is Kitty tries to go to Minho and tell him like, hey, your girlfriend is actually crazy. Here's a video of her literally on the show. She's the one that brought my letter to the trip. Mino doesn't believe her. He's like, you're crazy. You're just jealous because I moved on from you. Like, girl, all sorts of nonsense.
Stella leaked my letter as a distraction so she could sneak into your dad's office at the ski cabin.
Enough! It was bad enough that you broke my heart. You're trying to break up my relationship.
Your family is in danger.
You sound absolutely mad. You know that, right?
Now everybody's ganging up against me. For what? What the fuck did I do?
Noah Centineo also comes back as Peter Kavinsky to visit Kitty and kind of give her some advice and everything, which I thought was really cute, but I'm just like, babes, I know those bills are high because not you coming back for this mess. At this point in the show, we're kind of getting towards the end and Kitty is really struggling because Mino isn't believing her about Stella and pretty much none of her friends are, other than Juliana, ironically, but otherwise, like, Mino does not want to hear it. Q does not really want to hear it. And, you know, Kitty is stressed out because she's like, bro, no one believes me. Maybe I'm just wrong about Stella. Like, maybe I should just move on. And she's also struggling with the whole family drama with her secret grandma or whatever nonsense was going on. So she's just feeling very defeated. And as if she wasn't struggling enough, the show randomly decides that she has feelings for Mino now.
Thank God.
And I'm just like, What? Kitty, what you need to be doing is taking a break from dating.
In the show's defense, I do think that Kitty's feelings for Mino weren't as random as her feelings for Yuri that randomly spawned last season. There was definitely development and build up to this moment of her realizing she's interested in Mino. They have a lot of scenes together this season, a lot of vulnerable scenes where they get closer. When Peter is visiting, he even says that he can tell Mino still likes her, and he's kind of teasing at that relationship. So it really didn't come out of left field the way it did last season with Kitty's feelings towards Yuri, but I still feel like it was a little random.
I'm really tired of like the queer baiting and all of these shows. Netflix loves to do some queer baiting, and it's like, what was the point of making her bisexual and all that and be into Yuri just for that to go absolutely nowhere? And you have a second love interest who is female that could be a good prospect for her. It also goes nowhere just for her to go back to the straight option that should have been the option from the beginning. Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm literally confused. Like, they did that in Bridgerton too. Like, they had Benedict going on all sorts of escapades just to come back and be straight in his season. Like, what's the point? I don't understand. And I'm sorry, I just feel like it looks really bad that they broke up all the lesbian relationships, made 2 people cheaters, and on top of that, Juliana is like kind of rude, like very like assertive and snappy. So I'm like, not y'all making the lesbian character mad rude and then the other one into a cheater. Like, y'all literally just hate gay women for real, because like, what are we doing? Like, y'all literally hate gay women. Like, what's going on? But yeah, Kitty randomly decides she has feelings for Mino now, and at this point I'm tapping out. I'm like, girl, when is this gonna wrap up? Because I literally cannot even So now she's not only fueled by the fact that Stella is shady and she knows it, she's also fueled by the fact that she's just jealous because Mino and Stella are in a relationship. This leads to her finally going up to Stella and just confronting her head on, like, girl, I know what you've been up to. But I don't know what Stella did. She like deflected and had like a good alibi or something, which made Kitty believe that she was wrong, and Kitty kind of just moves on from the whole situation. And I'm just like, girl, not you literally falling for that and moving on. Like, obviously she was lying. Like, what? At this point, things are just looking really rough for Kitty. There's like a huge school dance happening and everybody is coupled up. Kitty's alone. She's kind of having a hard time. The only thing that's happening to her that's good is that they finally resolved those family issues she was having with her secret great aunt that they uncovered. Like, they make plans to like reunite the family and get them back on good terms. Girl, whatever was going on, we don't care. But the school is having this big school dance. They call it the Cherry Blossom Ball. While waiting for Stella to arrive to the dance, Mino dances with Kitty and they kind of have a moment where they reconcile their relationship a little bit, which is really nice. But right after that, Stella pulls up and makes this really big dramatic entrance. After she makes this entrance, Mino is like talking to Stella and he like starts to put the pieces together and realizes that Kitty was telling the truth about her being crazy. And I'm just like, babes, too little too late. Like, not you waiting until the last minute to finally believe her. Stella finally just reveals her identity to him and her motives and everything. We're literally all just watching this like, bruh. She threatens him with Kitty or something. She's like, yeah, if you tell anyone, Kitty's going first or some BS. So he doesn't tell any of his friends that he's literally being threatened by this random girl. Of course, because then we wouldn't have a show, right? Girl, at this point, we have finally made it to the long-awaited finale of this freaking season. So it's finally time for the big talent show that Mino's dad put together, and Stella blackmailed Mino into letting her participate in the talent show. Apparently Stella overheard some tea that Mino's brother, who's like a famous singer, got one of his backup dancers pregnant or something like that. She was like, yeah, if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna expose this. And I'm just like, girl, expose it. Like, do we care? Like, but literally within 2 seconds of the 8th episode, like, the conflict is all resolved because Mino decides to tell Kitty what's going on. Then they decide to tell Mino's father what's going on. So they basically like fix everything and like ban Stella from performing, and we're just like, oh, not the conflict getting resolved in 10 minutes. Like, what? Like, there was literally no suspense. The only thing is that Stella like had sabotaged a lot of the performances. She like made all of Dave's backup dancers get stomach aches and everything, so Kitty and her friends had to step in and be his backup dancers. Girl, all that for a day to literally still lose the competition. Like, Like, this show is literally so ridiculous. So literally all that nonsense and drama, and Day doesn't even win the singing competition. Girl, at this point, I'm ready to clock out because I'm just like, I know you're lying. Like, and also Mino's brother decides to like publicly declare his love for the backup dancer and propose to her on stage. So Stella's like blackmail that she had ends up being obsolete anyway. But I'm like, bro, not the brother like exposing the fact that he got this girl pregnant and proposing after the fact. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's giving shotgun wedding. Like, what are we doing? Oh, and on top of this nonsense, Yuri's like still trying to get Juliana back, but she finds out that Juliana and Pravina are dating. Girl, what the hell are we doing? Like, not y'all just making the two extra lesbian characters get together for no reason. Like, and on top of that, to like pacify Day losing the competition, Day's father tells him like they're actually suing Yuri's parents' company and there's gonna be a class action lawsuit, so their money problems are like magically over. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean class action? Like, what's going on? Right after that, Yuri gets a phone call that's like, yeah, your family's going broke because of the lawsuit. Why did y'all do my girl Yuri like that? She ended up a cheater, poor, loser, single. Like, damn, you girl couldn't have anything this season. Like, so basically after all this, the show's wrapping up. Kitty finally reunites her grandma and her great aunt or whatever nonsense is going on the sides, and Kitty's able to have her scholarship put back or whatever because the talent show was successful, so the school no longer is having money problems. Kitty still has a crush on Mino, but it literally goes nowhere by the end of the season. Like, they have a moment and then it just cuts off. And at this point, I'm literally just like, I know y'all did not just waste my time. She didn't end up with Yuri or Mino. I just can't. Yeah, but yes, that was literally the full season. If you're literally sitting here right now, you're just like, what the hell? Don't worry, I still am too. I do really quick want to talk about a few more things that like stood out to me in the season. First of all, Q and Jin's relationship. Girl, I really tried to be on board for this, but this relationship was really poorly written. That's usually how it is when it's the trope is bully romances. So essentially Jin is like Q's track rival, but also somebody that's been bullying him for a long time. But at the beginning of the season, they have this moment dancing at the club and it's like, oh, okay, there's a vibe. But it turns out that Jin just slept with him to distract him so that he would miss the race. The next morning, Jin could take his spot at the track championship or whatever nonsense. Like, but I'm already like, girl, what? Like, I literally can't. So as a viewer, you're already like, okay, this man is a little weird. Like, Jin is very much lacking in character development. I forget how they got back together, but Jin decides he has real feelings for Q. Mino and Day are telling Q like, we don't like this man because he bullied us too, girl. He wasn't just bullying you. Like, Q's telling him like, babes, you have to apologize to my friends because you literally did bully them. Like, he's literally doing the most, not wanting to apologize. And I'm just like, girl. Jin opens up about how he has high expectations from his parents and everything to like be a track star, which is why he like sabotaged Q in the race so that he could get the spot. And he actually ends up injuring his leg, like so he can't run in the race anymore. And it's later revealed that he was actually just faking his injury the whole time. When Q finds out that Jin has been faking his injury, I'm waiting for Jin to be like, yeah, like, you know, I actually felt really, really bad about sabotaging you in the race and taking your spot. So I faked this injury so that you'd be able to run in my place. No, that's not what he said. He was like, yeah, I'm just tired of running, so I want to quit track. What? Girl, they lost me after that nonsense. Next, Pravina and Juliana getting together. Oh, Day also has a romance with the girl he was competing with in the talent show, which I thought was so cute. I really like Day. Like, I love his character. He's such a sweetheart. I don't even know if they ended it, like, they broke up at one point in the season though, so I don't know if they were back together by the end of the episode. Like, girl, anyways, I also really like Mino this season. I feel like his character got a lot more depth, and I honestly was eating up the scenes with Mino and Kitty, I'm not gonna lie. Especially the hot tub scene, because I felt like the hot tub scene was supposed to be a callback to Lara Jean and Peter's hot tub scene in To All the Boys I Loved Before. But yeah, all in all, I am struggling to understand what direction the show is trying to take. And I think I understand what went wrong with this season. I think it was always Jenny Han's original intention to have Yuri be Kitty's love interest, but unfortunately, or I wouldn't say unfortunately, but after season 1 aired, everybody that watched the show wanted Mino to be the love interest so bad that they were literally just like, we have to make him the main love interest now, because we're literally gonna lose our entire fan base if we literally do the opposite of what the people want. So I feel like they had to make a decision based on just like what made sense for the show, and I don't blame them. That's kind of why they still had a little bit of Kitty and Yuri, and you know, Yuri dating girls at the beginning, because they couldn't just introduce that and then erase it in the new season. But it's also why they immediately had Mino come back as that main love interest. They knew they had to give the viewers what they want at the end of the day, and I don't know, I guess I kind of appreciate them doing that, because I feel like a lot of shows will just like ignore what the viewers are asking for and just do whatever the hell they want. But I also feel bad for anybody that's in the LGBTQ community, because not you thinking you were finally gonna have some bisexual representation and it just gets erased halfway through the show. And I feel like especially for bisexual people in general, there's just a lot of erasure, and there's always the accusations that like bisexual women are really just straight and bisexual men are just gay, and I just like, not y'all literally feeding into that, because y'all just had her switch back. Like sis went on one date with the girl and then went back to dating men. Like, that's crazy. She literally said at the beginning of the season, oh, I'm gonna explore my bisexuality, and then sis never did that. And like, I was all here for the Yuri and Kitty thing, but at the end of the day, Yuri did not have any feelings for Kitty, and it just was never gonna happen. It's just kind of sad to see, because it's like, damn, I know the bisexuals are tired because they literally can't get anything, like, bro. But overall, like, I don't really know if I'll be seated for season 3. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't know if I have the strength. We'll see. I always say that and then I end up watching. I mean, I watched this season, didn't I? Those are my thoughts on XO Kitty. Let me know if I forgot anything. I probably forgot a lot of stuff, but I'll probably add things in post if I have any thoughts or anything. But yeah, that was XO Kitty season 2. A mess, a whirlwind. I just don't really understand, but I think if I was younger, I would be enjoying this show, and I'm sure, like, I think I'm just past the target age range for this too. I think there is an audience out there that's having fun watching this, so I'm not just gonna sit and hate, but girl, it's not for me. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.
I would be lying to my core if I said that I hope there's no more drama here. I like drama. Drama drives me at times, because I think without drama, what's the fun in life?